Hey, it's Stephanie and also
Ben. Hi.
From JSN Nerds, and we are at Delusion
Lies Within.
Ooh. So we won't be able to take cameras or anything in
because there's running and screaming and climbing stairs and crawling, and it says you can't take anything in with you besides your keys.
So with that being said, we wanted to talk to you before. Now, Ben, you've been to this event before.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect?
Well, unlike most haunted houses, Delusion is a fully interactive play. So you have, instead of like scare actors jumping out at you and they can't touch you, they are following a script. So you have a guide who's telling you the story, and you interact with creepy people, and it's fully interactive. Every single person at one point or another in the group will have to do something in order to advance the story.
Oh, I don't like doing things. I like being lazy at a haunted house.
But what's really cool about this one is that it's put on by the Magician Society, and so there's actual like real illusions and theatrical, like movie level special effects and stunts.
Wow, okay, so that sounds pretty cool. And what I've heard is that one of the founders of the event was Neil Patrick Harris.
He's one of the producers of it. He came on as a producer, yes. And that's when it got real crazy, was they got all of the backing from him. So it's a lot of fun. I can't wait. I can't wait.
But you said every year the story is completely different.
Yes. So this year's Lies Within, but who knows what that means.
What was it in years past?
There was a satanic cult that took over a house that summoned the devil, and you got killed by Satan.
And it's in a different location every year too, right?
I think so. I think actually for the first 2 years it was in the same house. They've moved it in the last 2 years. I haven't been to this location yet.
Wow. So we're in the West Adams district, which is known for lots of like scary haunted houses and filming locations of scary horror films.
Yep.
So I'm sure the house that we're going to be in today has probably been in some of your favorite horror movies. We'll have to look it up later. But yeah, so we'll talk to you after and tell you how it was, and we'll be back.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So, at Delusion, and before we go in, there's a lounge you can hang out in, and the chairs are swings. So we just got out of Delusion.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. The story is that there's an author.
Yes.
And her daughter are trapped in her house, and we're trying to find them.
And pieces of her stories have come to life.
Yeah. So at one point we ran into an apothecary. Or we ran into an alchemist in the apothecary, and we were split up into groups, and we had to find different parts of an invisibility potion and then put it together. But he grabbed me and some other people and locked us in a room, and then I don't know what happened. We were locked in a room with scorpions, with real scorpions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got put into the meat locker and had to find a way to poison him. So, like, I knocked over a poison thing into the water that he drinks, and then he got poisoned.
And then we had to run away. We were in a library, and we had to find a book. And then when we found the book, it went into the bookshelf and it opened a trap door.
Yeah.
And then when we did that,
the fire came to life.
Yeah, there was a fire monster.
It was awesome.
He was really cool. He was like burnt, charred fire monster. And then I had to drink the invisibility potion.
How did that taste to you?
Delicious.
Ugh, it was gross to me.
But yeah, and then I had to try to distract the fire monster, but when I did that, I was captured by some man with a mask on, with a white mask, when I was trying to distract the fire monster.
I didn't see any of that.
I wonder if you guys had seen any of it. And then when the guy with the white mask caught me, he chained me to,
they were marionette strings.
Marionette strings.
Turned you into a puppet.
He made me a puppet, and there was a laughing girl, and then a guy came out in stilts that was also a puppet, and he kept coming and like threatening me with a knife and actually raising a knife to my throat. But I was told I couldn't talk, so I didn't even scream because I was a good girl.
And we didn't get to see any of it because they had us hiding under the table, so all we saw were the legs, and it was awesome.
Well, even before, I was in the room all alone, strapped. I was at a table, and he tried to feed me things.
Ugh.
And then he kept threatening me with a knife, and then he ran away, and that's when you guys came in. Okay, and then they came in, and they all hid under the table, and then he came in, and he was holding the knife to my throat again. And then finally, they replaced me with a dummy, and then we ran up the stairs, and we met this guy.
Yeah.
And the guy...
The guy kind of led us along, but he was kind of crazy, too.
And then we met a son that lived in the house, a little boy.
A little boy.
And he hugged me, but he had no tongue.
He had no tongue.
And then his mother came in. And
she was really hot.
She was very good looking. And she took me and Ben and another girl and took us into a changing room.
Yes.
And then there was a two-way mirror, and she took Ben in to the bathtub. And
she wasn't so hot at that point.
She turned into an old lady.
Yeah.
And then she started masturbating, and Ben had to...
I had to wash her while she was masturbating.
He had to wash her while she was masturbating, and then she pulled a key out of her vagina.
Out of her vagina. And
no joke.
And I had it, and it was real gooey. And my hands were gooey the entire time.
And then we ended up in a room with
a spider,
and I had to climb through all these webs without touching the webs. And then a Spider-Man,
not Spider-Man,
a guy that was wrapped in webs came crawling after us, and he was like an aerialist kind of guy.
He was on the ceiling.
He was hanging from the ceiling. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, then we found Mary. Wait, no, then we ran up to the attic, and we were in the attic with a shadow.
Oh, you forgot the nurse.
Oh, then there was a nurse.
And it was all dark.
And I had to go grab a light bulb from a shelf because there was no light, and there was a storm, and every time it was completely dark, but every time there was lightning, there would be light for like a single split second.
Yeah.
And then we had to get away from the nurse, and she had a knife too, and she was running after us.
Yeah.
And then we went upstairs to the attic.
Yeah.
And in the attic there was a shadow guy, and he was chasing us.
He
kept grabbing people's legs and feet and trying to pull us away into the shadows, but he was bad, and so we ran away from him.
Do you remember that when Mary showed up, all of the stuff in the room went to the ceiling?
Oh, yeah. And then Mary showed up in the attic, and everything went to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then we had to convince her that we were there to help her, and then we had to go all the way to the basement.
To the basement.
We went to the basement. We found her mom, Elena.
Yeah.
And then Elena was writing her book, and she was saying it into pipes, and she's being controlled by these monsters. And then we found out that Mary was dead.
Dead.
And her body was in the basement. And then the mom, Elena, fell through the bed into another world, and then came out like a monster.
Monster.
She had monster hands, and then she was chasing us, and we had to run out of the house. And then we ran out of the house, and we ended up here.
Yeah. We made it.
It's really cool. We had, oh wait, and there was a bedroom, and we had to, that's where the nurse came from, and I had to get on top of the bed and there was a clock on the ceiling, and I had to set the clock. There was a lot of stuff we had to do.
Yeah.
It was very interactive. We couldn't talk. And that, it was hard because they wanted us to do all these things. We couldn't talk, and there were only 6 people in our group.
Yeah, it was really cool because it was such a small group.
It was a really small group.
And everyone was playing.
In the house, you're like wandering all over the house and interacting with these people that are part of the story. It was really cool. So you guys should do Delusion.
Yeah, yeah. If you can get tickets,
You can get tickets to Delusion.
Yeah.
It's on the little more expensive side, but it's ridiculously cool.
It's absolutely worth the money.
I think that this was the coolest thing we did.
I think it is.
So yeah. But it was super scary.
Yeah.
There were lots of times when I was really scared, and I don't really get scared.
You don't.
You don't. I had a knife to my neck, and I still didn't scream. Yeah. There was one time when I was like, but that was it. That was it. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you want to see more videos like this, click subscribe. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box below letting us know what your biggest fear is.
Yeah.
And check out Delusion. And check out Ranker.com, where you can vote on what your favorite Halloween attraction or haunted attraction in the Los Angeles area is. So go check out our list and go do some ranking of your own at Ranker.com. See you next time on JSN Nerds.